How we doing? How we doing? I'm multitasking here. I'm trying to watch the game. It's at halftime there. Hopefully the Broncos will win, even though Bo Nix isn't playing. He got hurt last week. The only reason I like the Broncos is because of him. Although they do have a receiver or another player on their team from the Ducks also. Anyway, let's check and see what we got in the crazy news. How you doing, Wolfie? Nice to see you. Your first one. Yeah. Number one. Let's check and see what's going on in some of the crazy news out of Minneapolis and other places here. I saw Lance Videos kind of hanging out there doing some stuff there. It was kind of interesting here. I wanted to see the thing again.
We got signs. Hey, guys. Hell yeah, guys. It says something cool. Hey, guys.
What does it say?
It says something stupid, doesn't it?
No, it says justice.
They're behind a cage. What's going on? Do not feed the animals. I forget what the other one said.
Alex Petty.
Animals may bite. Technically true, because humans are just animals with more brains. What's going on, Gail? Nice to see you. Is he? Oh, I might take a peek at that or something like that. Let me have that ready to view just in case over there. But yeah, I was wondering if there was going to be some activity over there. I know I can't make it up there today, but I'll keep an eye and see if I see any live streamers out at ICE. I know there's BG on the scene, and maybe IRT might be over at the other building. Feel free to check them out there, but they don't like to be live streamed over there. So I don't know. I guess they don't want their message to get out for some reason. But anyway.
Hell yeah. You guys have a good day. Stay warm. And remember, don't feed the animals.
Oh, Angela Rose. I'm like, I was wondering who's in the car with these guys. Lance Videos must be driving, and Cam Higby right there. And you heard the giggle in the back. That had to be Angela Rose.
Sign, Paul.
We got signs. Hey, guys.
Oh, is BCP in the car too? Listen close. Giggle was Angela Rose.
Sign, Paul.
It sounded like BCP's voice. He's still out there. Happening now. Tim Walz, Minnesota National Guard, just rolled up to the federal building in Minneapolis, and they're handing out donuts, coffee, and hot chocolate to the anti-ICE protesters. And in Gunther Engelman's case, Tim Walz is a POS.
It's almost Valentine's Day.
We'll get a shot of it.
So thank you all.
Even Dunkin' Donuts, man, they spare no expense in this Minnesota place. Yeah, Trouble Patriot. I probably would show him, but for somebody said the other day, MDG Gaming said he's going after copyright laws, which just doesn't. I don't think it would really affect me. I don't really care about copyright strikes or things like that so much, or monetization, but I just don't want to affect the channel or something like that. But I'll open a window and let you know what's currently going on live down there if you'd want to there, but I'm not going to live stream somebody who doesn't want to be restreamed. Keep in mind, I always kind of show their people's names in big letters and everything too. He's at a protest, looks like downtown somewhere. Looks like a park in the middle of the city, sort of like Pioneer Place Park in Portland, sort of type. Was about 40 or 50 year-olds out there saying abolish ICE, blah blah blah. Our silence funds our silence funds. Oh, you're doing the anti-racist thing again. Yeah, that's what they're good at. If you're not anti-racist, then you're racist. So that's, if you're not against ICE, then you're for ICE, and you're a fascist or something. People are silly. Let's see what Tim Burchett had to say here.
Burchett. Snowmageddon. Obviously we didn't get that 14 inches that they called for. every time they make one of those predictions, the people in Tennessee just kind of laugh because they know it. The only predictions you're going to make is sticking your head out the window. If it's snowing, hey, it's snowing. It's not. But anyway, yeah, a lot of people are asking, how in the world do we put all that garbage? How does it stay in there? In these bills, the transgender stuff.
I probably should have added some of the speeches or whatever Tim had to say, Waltz, or something like that, about stuff like that. I did see part of one. I might have it bookmarked, saying something again like ICE is not law enforcement. I'm like, could he get liable for that? I don't know if you do a liable case on the fact that you don't know what law enforcement is in your own country.
The crazy immigration stuff. I'll tell you how it works.
Me too.
First of all, you don't have any guts. Second of all, the members don't have any guts. Second of all, a House member will say, well, I'll have to vote for this because my senator needs this funding for some apparatus in some hospital. But to get it, guess what? They got to pay for a bunch of other garbage, like transgender surgery and other things. I'll tell you, it's not as bad as it was under Biden, but it doesn't need to be in there. Hey, there goes the goose. That's cool. But that's what happens. And it's a trade-off, and it's no good, and it stinks. We just need the guts to say enough is enough and stop it. 38 trillion, almost 39 trillion in debt.
Yikes.
Trading off these dadgum votes is not the way it should work.
No, it isn't.
But unfortunately, that's what's happening. We got to do better. We got to start holding folks accountable.
Hey, Bacon Toast, how you doing?
And we keep saying congressmen need to read the bills. I believe they're reading the bills and they know what's in it, and they're hoping you all just...
Yeah, the signal chats. Yeah, I think I have some of that coming up here.
It's better than it was. It's a heck of a lot better than under Biden, but we got to do better. We got a country to save, and the route we're going is not saving our country. Thank y'all for sitting here.
I like how he finishes that.
What can you tell us?
Great to be with you, Maria. And look, Secretary Noem stated it perfectly. You do not get to attack law enforcement officials in this country without any repercussions. You do not get to do that in Minnesota, LA, or anywhere else. And the interagency is leading the charge out there. We've already arrested with the interagency those that violated the FACE Act and impeded a peaceful prayer in church. We've already just last night arrested 4 more individuals involved in the damage of government property that we saw the videos of online. We've arrested other individuals who've made threats to law enforcement online. So we are not messing around. It doesn't have to be in person. If you threaten law enforcement officials or civilians, we are going to come find you. And as for this latest shooting, yes, DHS and HSI are the lead, and the FBI is processing the physical evidence. So we're in possession of the firearm, which is going to go to our laboratory. But as Secretary Noem said, no one who wants to be peaceful shows up at a protest with a firearm that is loaded with 2 full magazines. That is not a peaceful protest, and you do not get to touch law enforcement. You do that anywhere, this FBI is going to be leading the charge to arrest those.
But how was he threatening Border Patrol? You've collected the evidence, you said, right? You have the handgun in your possession?
That's right.
And how was he using that handgun in terms of threatening Border Patrol? What was the threat? He had his camera, right? He was filming it.
That's something that I let the DHS and the prosecutors, because they are the ones investigating that case. I don't want to stylize that evidence, but I trust the men and women on the ground who are trained professionals to only use it when it's absolutely necessary. And I trust Secretary Noem's leadership and DHS and HSI to do the right thing, as they've always done in these scenarios.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. See how that plays out.
From those agents and officers.
Speaking of Noem.
And people on the ground. But we do know that he came to that scene and impeded a law enforcement operation, which is against federal law. It's a felony. When he did that, interacting with those agents, when they tried to get him to disengage, he became aggressive and resisted them throughout that process. These officers used their training, followed their protocols, and were in fear of their lives and the people around them. And that's how this tragedy unfolded, and we hope we never see it again. It grieves me to think about what his family is going through, but it also grieves me what's happening to these law enforcement officers every day out on the streets with the violence that they face. Part of this investigation will be hearing from those agents.
Yeah. Is this, you really want to hear this guy? I don't really want to.
Well, I spoke twice this morning, shortly after I received the call of this shooting. I spoke with the President's Chief of Staff, and first request was to get her people out of there, to get these federal agents out of there. They were going to cause more chaos. And second call is, with no uncertain terms, that we will investigate this. We will not be stonewalled. What we've already seen, and you saw it this morning, before any investigation is done, you have the most powerful people in the federal government spinning stories and putting up pictures. And
You just said you were going to investigate this. So you want to spin the story? Is that what you're saying? Rather than the people that kind of were on the ground, the feds, and know what was going on? How are they spinning the story?
unrelated people who we don't know anything about and a picture of a firearm to try and spin a narrative. And I ask Americans, this will end when enough Americans say this will end. Do I have any confidence Donald Trump will do the right thing? No, I don't have a lot of confidence Donald Trump will do the right thing. I do have a lot of confidence that the majority of the American people will do the right thing. And I think there cannot be very many people across this
The majority of the people did. They didn't go down there with a handgun.
country looking right now, after all the reporting that's been done, after everything that's been said under the pretense that they are here about immigration reform, and quit referring to these people as law enforcement. They're not law enforcement. We have law enforcement who do an incredible job. And to listen to Greg Bovino denigrate the work of our people who are out there cleaning up their mess, no, I don't have a lot of confidence that he himself will do it. But here's what I do have confidence in. There's a
Try to. Is the reason he has the sign language person that looks and acts like this is to have the focus on him. You know, like people want to ignore that, so like he wants like to focus on what he has to say, not on the crazy sign language person.
whole lot of Republicans, for whatever reason, cannot find their spine. But they might find the ability to know that they're not going to win another election as long as they live, unless they stand up for what's right and stand up for the rule of law and stand up for human decency. And that's the moment.
Human decency. Try it. Well, let's try it. Agents from Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension are on ground processing evidence while tension hangs thick in the cold air. You know what they could have done yesterday? You know what they could have done right before the entire area was destroyed and contaminated by civilians? ICE probably contacted them and say, we have a situation down here. We're clearing the scenes available for you if you want to come down here. But if you don't hurry up, it's going to be surrounded by a bunch of wackos. You want to come down here? I'm guessing the Minneapolis Police Department said, no, sorry, it's too dangerous for us. I almost guarantee that's what happened.
In front of them, but it would be under, like a little in front of the flowers. It was like probably about 3 spots of blood. Yeah. Like right where the ice at, where like the candles in front of the tree branch, there was a few spots of blood. People was taking pictures of them yesterday, so a lot of news people or people with cameras, yeah, they was out here just taking pictures of it. So cool. Just help.
Look at his shirt. Nothing but leftist nonsense.
They put a lot of candles and stuff down, so you probably won't see it.
Look, you think there's an ACAB thing on his? I'm guessing he's got a BLM button over there. Upside down flag, Antifa symbol there. Good, hi. Good night, white pride. You're talking to a white guy, or
Man, we appreciate y'all coming, man. Fine.
oh, you do. He's a white guy. You on your shirt says white people are bad.
All the evidence you can, man.
Smash fascism. No racism. No fascists. Make racists afraid. You're the one that's being racist by your thing over there, buddy. Their Antifa thing down there. Black power symbols. Yeah, yeah. This guy
Let's
is.
get rid of these people out of our state. Well, we're doing the best we can. Thank you. Thank you. Stay warm.
Oh yeah, keep on.
They got ran off by the crazies. Yeah, interesting. I'm guessing that hopefully they at least took pictures, because what good does it do now? The videos you had yesterday would do plenty of good, to help figure things out. Whatever you're taking pictures of now, after it's been stomped and moved around and contaminated by the people all around that area, you understand? And the memorial area that's kind of been placed around it and all around it, it's a worthless scene. This is just show. Is all this is just show. 5 or 6 of these detectives around here is just for show. Look at that. The entire memorials are all around that area. That's a useless scene. They destroyed a crime scene that could have gotten the justice that they were seeking, but unfortunately, it's hard to convict someone if there's no evidence left at the crime scene. Do they not understand how basic law works? Hey, jury, we don't have any evidence besides these videos that show that the guy was resisting arrest and dangerous. I know there might have been some evidence at the scene that could make that not look so much the case, but unfortunately that evidence was ruined. Please still convict the person.
I just had 7
Those are state police detectives, I'm guessing.
AK-47s pointed in my face an hour ago. Do something.
They're crying victim and usually lying about stuff like that. AK-47 an hour ago. Tell me, what agency uses AK-47s in America nowadays? Is there any agency that uses it? AK-47s. I could look it up, but I'm guaranteeing outside of special ops that get to choose their weapon, nobody uses AK-47s besides the A-Team. And that was only in season 2 and 3. They can't do anything because a bunch of leftists destroyed the scene. Your governor is worthless. Absolutely worthless.
Federal prosecutor, I'm trained to wait for the facts to come in, and I'm going to let the law enforcement officials do their after-action review, follow all the procedures to make sure they know the facts that led to the shoot, right? We need to study that. I do not like to judge these things independently. I'm talking.
I know. So JT, it's just like having that many people. Like Minnesota's doing it. We're with the people. Even you hear that guy or whatever. Get these guys out of here. And the guy said, "We're trying." He probably meant to say we're trying to investigate, but made it look like that he was trying to get the ICE out of there. Ridiculous.
About what led to them. Yeah. And it is very clearly the Democrats in Minneapolis and Minnesota, Democrats.
I'm not sure what it was. Some multicultural building. I'm not sure what.
That led to the situation where these agitators put themselves between ICE and carrying out their job. But I do want to make one point. I think it was a United States attorney out in California that said,
"Hey Dave, how you doing?
Simply,
nice to see you.
If you're armed, that might cause a justified shoot." Look.
Yeah, that I was just gonna say, yeah, special ops like those guys. Yeah, they likely use those or something like that. But if they choose the things, they don't know the difference between AR and AK.
I am a Second Amendment supporter, And I want to say I don't agree with that sentiment.
Exactly.
You can be armed. You can be in public. We are Second Amendment supporters, so I disagree with that. But I will say this. As someone
awesome.
who has a concealed carry permit, as someone
Happy
who carries
birthday
a
to
weapon in
you.
Texas, if I'm in front of law enforcement or if I get stopped or if I've got law enforcement that I'm dealing with, I tell them that.
Yes.
I tell them that I've got to conceal.
Oh, really? On that building that was in that other video? 3 to 5. Oh, it's one of those ones where you walk through it or whatever, and every door is, won't let you in, but it says it's open for business.
Concealed carry permit. I show them my ID. I tell them where the weapon is in the vehicle because that's what we're supposed to do under the law in Texas. And so I just think we need to be very smart here. We do have the law, the right under the Second Amendment and under our state laws to carry weapons so we can defend ourselves. But when you're going to go agitate with police, when you're going to go create an environment like that, then you have.
Thank you guys for watching. I'm not used to getting this many people in here. It's this Sunday. I guess you're kind of chilling out and not doing a whole lot there, but thank you guys for watching, hanging out. I guess I could be showing VG on the scenes thing or something else out there right now, but right now I'm just kind of going over some of the news from yesterday and things like that right now. So not the most exciting thing, but I am keeping an eye to see if Tommy Boy goes live or something like that out there, but nothing that I see going on crazy out there right now. We'll see some other crazy news here in a second.
A duty to make sure you say, hey guys, I've got a weapon. Let's figure this out. I don't like what you're doing, if that's what his belief is, then just say that and do it peacefully. But that's, that's not what I think I saw here, but I'm going to let them judge all of this. I just want everybody.
Well, if you guys haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. Somehow or another, my numbers went below 4,400 yesterday for some reason, even though finished it at 4,400. YouTube must have took a few people away. If you guys want to make sure I end up over 4,400, I'd appreciate that today.
To focus on the tensions here are high because of Governor Walz saying that ICE is not law enforcement and that the people of Minnesota should stand against them. He's creating the environment. So is the mayor of Minneapolis. So are my Democrat colleagues who are saying they want to defund ICE. They're doing it.
And
Yes.
Congressman,
Well said, well said. Pete Heck says, did you guys see this thing that he put out there? How to avoid ICE. Don't be here illegally. Don't attack ICE officers. Obey federal and state laws. Something you would kind of show to a second grader. Like, this is how you behave around ICE. Simple instructions. So second grader would know what to do. First grader, for that matter. Ooh, it's starting to get snowy in Denver. Multitasking. You guys want to know what was going on in Portland the other day? Katie Davis was down there, probably in disguise. They did that as a distraction. They popped all that smoke to get them out of there, yes, but as a distraction so that the other guys could kind of come out there and get that long pole there that could have been used as a weapon there. A lot of goofballs out there, yeah. Hey, Kamala, how you doing? Nice to see you. Good job, Katie Davis Court. Make sure you follow Katie Davis Court out there. Posted those videos a lot yesterday. There's Liberty, Oregon did this one, or somebody else. Or he might have copied it from someone. Right through. But it's something. a camera up there, isn't it? For sure, for sure. Crazy people. It's all the words they know. It's like 2 words here. Occasionally they go up to a 4 or 5 word thing, you know, and it takes them a little extra brain power to come up with those 5 word chants. I don't know what much brain power they have to last. Byron Donalds has got some thoughts on the subject.
About from all of the officials and leaders there in Minnesota. And a lot of people, congressmen, say, well, maybe this is a distraction technique. Maybe this is a bit of jazz hands on their part because they don't want anybody, congressman, looking at the fraud, the $9 billion that we know of so far fraud there in the state of Minnesota. Even the president today mentioned this in one of his Truth Social posts. What do you think about that? I mean, are people not focusing on that anymore? Is this going to be, we're going to forget about the fraud, or do you think we should double down on that?
No, we're not going to forget about the fraud. We're going to continue to press forward and uncover all of that. But I think it's important for us to be honest about what this entire situation is about. The Democrat Party, post-2024, have been reeling. They've been looking for something to stand on, something to campaign on, something to go to voters in America and say, put us back in charge. The truth of the matter is their entire political foundation is opposing Donald Trump. That's why you have these protests in Minnesota. That's why you have radical left billionaires who are funding the AstroTurf in Minnesota, in California, etc. That's why the big media is ignoring the fact that ICE officers have been hit by cars, shot at in various parts of the country, and media is not coming to defense of federal officials who have families too, who are Americans too, who are doing their job, which is the law in the United States of America. Instead, they're giving the Democrats a political platform so the Democrats can try to get power again in the United States. That's why this is.
I'm hoping, against hope maybe, that a lot of the big charges and big news will come right around, you know, between July and October this coming year. You know, that it can't be the perfect time, you know, the October surprise, but in this case, it's like the October indictments, you know, the July court cases and other things like that, you know, and the signal chat stuff that I think I still have a few things on here that expose some of the follow the money type stuff, you know, Soros type stuff, stop all the NGOs and the fraud.
So sick because this is not really even about the law per se. It's about Democrats wanting power in the midterm elections in 2026 and in the years beyond. That's what's going on in America right now. That's why instead of being responsible and working with law enforcement, they are using their words and their leadership positions to foment these agitators in these protests, which are now taking the unnecessary and terrible step of getting into direct conflict with law enforcement. And unfortunately now 2 people have lost their lives because they were reckless with their behavior, engaging law enforcement, and law enforcement does have a responsibility to defend their lives.
Oh, did he do some more stuff today? I haven't seen some of that stuff. Maybe we'll review that later. A lot of stuff that's kind of yesterday's and this morning's stuff. Demonic spirit. This is from Martial Life the other day. Somebody was kind of interfering with it. I haven't seen this.
This lady is really upset.
It's already illegal. You didn't really accomplish anything. It's already illegal.
You accomplished being obnoxious.
Why are you so upset?
I don't want to say stupid stuff on camera.
Wait, where are you going? Why are you so upset? You're screaming at everybody.
Oh, she looks like she's about to hit the camera.
You done? You're done?
You gonna stand up for your opinions?
Screaming at everybody?
Crazy leftists. Secretary of the Army and Robert Devine to bring healthier food to our troops. Probably a good idea, but I don't want to spend 5 minutes on it, but looks like a lot healthier food than most hospitals, I'll tell you that.
Who strikes me as Patrick Bateman meets Sparkle Beach Ken, may be the only Californian who knows less about economics than Kamala Harris. He's here this week with his billionaire sugar daddy, Alex Soros, and The Davos is a perfect place for a man who, when everyone else was on lockdown, when he was having people arrested for going to church, he was having $1,000 a night meals at the French Laundry. And I'm sure the California people won't forget that. And I can tell my message to Governor Newsom is the Trump administration is coming to California. We are going to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse. And I was told he was asked to give.
These are always funny, I can sort of use it as a commercial, but it's real. He did say this stuff, This is the Scott Bessent, I think.
A speech on his signature policies, but he's not speaking because what have his economic policies brought? Outward migration from California, a gigantic budget deficit, the largest homeless population in America, and the poor folks in the Palisades who had their homes burned down.
Jimmy Kimmel.
He is here hobnobbing with the global elite while his California citizens are still homeless. Shame on him. He is too smug, too self-absorbed, and too economically illiterate to know anything.
Thank you very much.
Let me know if.
Thank you very much. Okay, we already saw that one, I think. This is from last night or something like that. Fox News. This is from last night. And notice also on his microphone, it doesn't say Fox News. If he did put Fox News on there, he probably would get attacked.
Actual makeup of the crowd. What are we seeing now as far as, in other words, we saw a lot of women primarily that were protesting, say, a week, 2 weeks ago. Now this appears to be more male-driven, young male-driven. Have things changed in terms of the types of people that are leading this resistance?
I think it's a good point. I think it may have shifted as far as that goes. I think it's younger.
It shifted. All the leaders, for some reason, it's kind of weird, are all named Karen. I don't know why all the leaders are all of a sudden named Karen. It's very odd.
I think it's white. And I think one thing that's easy to notice is the tone. There's a lot of, I'd say the most common word you see on signs and out of people's mouths is the F word. Yeah. This is a real angry, bitter protest. It's not sort of restrained civil disobedience. It's not a real dignified march over Pettus Bridge. These are people who are furious and they're swearing to express themselves.
Steve, in that regard,
is there a famous quote about people who cuss or whatever and how they don't have the brains enough to have a normal conversation? There's probably a famous quote out there about that.
how would you describe the federal officers' posture right now? Do they seem to be responding to these protesters in a defensive way, or are they trying to hold their ground maybe in a less aggressive way moving forward?
I think when it comes to the ICE agents, I think you see the incredible frustration that they feel, that from the moment they drive out of their headquarters, they are really, someone screaming in your face, F you, you suck, get out of here. That's tough to take for an 8-hour day. Some of these guys have expressed that frustration, but they are harassed and they are pinned in really from the time they drive out there. They are seen as the enemy. These people here want them out of here, and they're very vocal in expressing that.
Steve, you've survived freezing cold and tear gas today. Hopefully things calm down for you. Thanks so much for your reporting. We appreciate all you're doing. All right. President Trump responded to the chaos in Minneapolis, posting on Truth Social in part, quote, "The mayor and the governor are inciting insurrection with their pompous and dangerous."
In this kind of
facts.
Right here, we've got Christina Hawkins, the president of the Students for Life, with us. How are you today?
Thanks, Jack. Thanks for coming out with.
Not news. It's more than 24 hours news. It's like old news by now. Trump discusses Maduro capture live on Fox and Friends. I think we can go without that one. Minneapolis again.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! Come on!
You see what they keep saying? Half the people have to be, used to do their job. The other half of the people have to hold people back from interfering. You wonder where your tax dollars are having to go, people and everything. Save your tax dollars if you quit interfering.
Back the fuck up there! Back the fuck up there! Back the fuck up there! Back up! Back up! Stay there! Stay right the fuck there! There you go. Get the fuck up out of here! Mine. You want to win, bitch ass nigga? The fuck?
Why did the name calling? Grow up. Read a book.
The fuck you think that?
Hey Holly, how you doing? Nice to see you. Well, I see a lot of new faces here and there. Sometimes you guys probably were in here yesterday or a few other days, but it's cool to see some new faces out there. Holly out there is doing good. Who else is doing good? Dave, I think I've seen here once or twice. Two Goats is always around. And a regular. Not saying you're just a regular person. I'm saying you're a regular chatter. Howard's a regular chatter. Wolfie's a regular chatter. New mod. You like being a mod, Wolfie? Hopefully you don't have a whole lot of work to do or whatever. I don't have too many troublemakers in here except for that one guy the other day. Bob was in here talking about Bondi. Kamal is always a regular here. There you go. Cool people in the chat. Cool people in the chat. I saw something about that.
You little motherfucker. You think that's enough? You bitch ass nigga? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I see what a fucking drink, okay?
Wildness. Saw that.
Violence against our law enforcement officers, and we need state and local help. State and local law enforcement.
Can you hear it?
To help us coordinate to get violent criminals off the streets. Mayor Fry and Chief O'Hare just a few minutes ago did the opposite of that by omitting the fact that the suspect had a gun and magazines full of ammunition. In what looks like a situation, again, where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. We will not allow violence against our law enforcement officers, and we need state and local help. State and local law enforcement.
Are they going to get it? What's Trump going to do? It's like borderline state versus federal issues and things like that. I would think that he would. Is there some kind of request he could do to the Supreme Court, kind of saying, can you temporarily take this guy down? He's literally fighting federal law right here. Can we do some sort of a temporary ceasefire on this guy? Miss it, miss it, miss it, miss it. I think he missed it. Yes, still 10-7 Patriots.
To be able to help with other parts of the city. We actually saw just 30 seconds ago the first sign of the National Guard arriving here. Multiple National Guard trucks that came right past here and went right there down the road. So what we can see here is this has been one of the central points of protest over the last 3 weeks almost now. And you can see they have erected these concrete barriers and this fencing, and you see protesters lined all along this fencing here, and they are staged here like.
It's always weird, once you put up boundaries like the county did here, I think the people know to stay on their side of the boundary, but the same people are advocating for people who crossed a boundary illegally to stay here. They know what boundaries are once they're put up, but they still want to advocate for people who crossed a boundary, even though they saw the boundary and they decided to kind of go around it. So odd. Christina, 23 hours ago.
That is no claim. It is the facts. The facts of this situation. This individual showed up to a law enforcement operation with a weapon and dozens of rounds of ammunition. He wasn't there to peacefully protest. He was there to perpetuate violence. And he was asked to show up and to continue to resist by a governor who's irresponsible and has a long history of corruption and lying. And we won't stand for it anymore. These law enforcement officers take an oath. They get up every single day and they go out to protect the public. Many of these individuals live in their communities. And this mayor and this governor have doxed them. They have allowed people to threaten them and their families and expose their identities in order to instill fear and violence. And that's not what America is about. We're going to continue to tell the truth about Minnesota, Minneapolis, what happened here, the theft over the last many years that these leaders have facilitated. And we're going to continue to do our work to get to the bottom of the investigations.
FYI, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter over there also, I would make Rich a mod on Twitter if I knew how to do that. But let me try to shout out my Twitter channel again here. I think it's in the description there, but in case you guys don't see it in the description, please follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to get to 1,900 followers, preferably 2,000 eventually here, but if you guys could do me a huge favor and follow me on Twitter, I promise I'll post more stuff. If I get to 1,900 followers, I'll post every day. If you guys can get me to 1,900 followers, I'm at 1,870 right now, 1,874. Help me get 26 more, and I promise I'll post something or repost something every day.
One question you should be asking is the mayor.
If you want to, yeah, I'll still be on for a little bit longer. Yeah, do a repost if you want to. You don't have to, but
The governor and the attorney general have all confirmed that they have been subpoenaed to come in front of a criminal federal grand jury. So they are covering up and are being in a part of a system where they are going to be brought to justice for anything that they had to do with this investigation. They have confirmed they've been subpoenaed, and they will be in front of a grand jury to get that criminal investigation unfolding and to disclose the kind of fraud that they have allowed to happen.
Sometimes she has to watch her words. That's why you saw her stumble. It's like, legal stuff. I got to say it just the way the lawyers tell me to say it, you know.
You just made.
Haley West was followed in Minneapolis, tailed by leftists.
We aren't ICE. We are not ICE. We're not ICE. We're not ICE.
I'm showing my face. I'm not.
We've come to you. We're not
Lance Videos and Haley West.
ICE. Yeah, they've been following us for over an hour. We're not ICE.
Look at this crazy guy coming at him here.
We're just letting them know, and they.
Not in an ICE vehicle, right?
No. Right.
Right. Get in your truck and get the fuck out. Why? Because you need to go. Confirmed ICE. Get the fuck out.
Confirmed ICE through who? We're American citizens. We're not ICE.
These are the people that you're abducting. Get out. Please go.
Because they've been following us for over an hour.
Why are you guys here? What are you here doing? Why are you guys here?
We saw this one yesterday, but it's just a different camera, but with Haley's camera. Like, it doesn't matter why they're there. Somebody's being followed and threatened, and you guys aren't calling it out. If a right winger was following a left winger for no reason, I would say stop it. Let them go about their business if they're not causing any trouble. You guys cannot call out your side. Say stop it. Follow ICE agents instead of right-wing journalists. Pretty simple to do.
Where are you from?
Yeah, BC, if he was out there too, yeah.
Public property. What are you talking about? Did you come in that car right there?
Yeah, this truck. And they're saying we're popping up in an ICE database.
Well, then you're in it. We're not.
What's the database?
Get the fuck out of here, though.
You're in what database? What database? You idiots. Are you assuming your database is correct? A private database of something that comes up?
Look, ICE, no ICE. Nothing on me. Prove it. We're not ICE.
I don't know what. You don't have to prove you're not ICE to other American citizens. You understand that. If they were ICE, they would have to tell you they were ICE. You idiot.
Let me see your IDs of where you live.
No, they've been following us. That's why we got out and confronted them.
Great.
So they want to show the papers. They want to see your papers. Leftists want to see your papers, guys. They want to see the black man's papers. That was BCP. Let me see your papers. I want to vet you. I want to make sure you're who you are. And to make sure you're in the right place. If you don't go to the right place, you're in trouble. There's certain places that you're allowed to go. What does this sound like to you guys? Does it sound a little bit like 1930s Germany? Certain people belong certain places. You don't belong here. Even though you're American citizens, you have to show your papers to be here. Do they hear the words that are coming out of their mouth? Hey, KP, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you're doing good. I think it was a wise decision to give you and Wolfie the mods. Sometimes my other mods don't show up all the time or something like that. You guys are usually hanging out there, so yeah. Good mods, good mods.
You think that's okay?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I'm curious about
our neighborhood. Yes, 100%. Yeah.
I'm curious, I guess, how you get into an ICE database.
We're not ICE. Okay, thank you. So you're messing it up.
That was wild. Jose Ventura is a good other follow over there too. If you're not following him on social media and probably YouTube also, he's out there showing the stuff out there as either a natural born citizen or a naturalized citizen.
So tense moments right now with this armored vehicle trying to get through here. I just got on the scene reporting for the Daily Caller. The crowd's getting big here.
Why do they say stupid things? What's wrong with you? Ask yourself that. Why are you screaming in negative 10-degree weather at an armored truck in the middle of a city, defending people that don't belong in your city? I know sometimes, Rich, I don't know if I should kind of talk too much or certain things or let people kind of figure things out for themselves or something like that, but it's okay to give my 2 cents. You guys can disagree with my 2 cents and maybe you have 3 cents to offer or something like that, and that's why the chat's cool.
There's already large crowds of tear gas being used and the crowd's going big here.
That's all you know. I thought it was bad to kind of do sexual harassment to people, and the thing that they're referring to, a word I don't even like to say, the F word, and the F word is a sexual word, correct? Correct. And they want to do that to people they don't know and that people that they don't evidently like, but they want to sexually have intercourse, or as Sheldon would say, coitus with them. Interesting. Yes, I like Big Bang Theory.
Oh, sorry. Follow along. We're going to have updates coming from Minneapolis. So tense.
Hey guys, Columbia or North Face? Columbia or North Face? Okay. I don't know why I asked that. Just maybe Columbia or North Face, or maybe there's another brand you like of warm weather gear. And Markham is down there also, it looks like. Oh, he was out there doing his job.
Yeah, I love him.
And child molesters.
Let me tell you about it.
Yeah.
I love him. I get out this whole all the shit our people went through, and you gonna be help these slave catchers? Weird ass nigga. Get the fuck I want to do.
Why somebody just speaks like that? It just shows their educational level is just so bad in that city. Haley West is still down there. We'll see if we can find some newer stuff here in a second. Audrey, you always like to come in here and say stuff like that. I appreciate you not cussing or anything like that, but can you guys think of plenty of people that have had repeated offenses that were let out of jail, even in Portland recently, that kind of had repeated charges that continually do bad things? Can we think of multiple people that do that? I'm glad you have one or two people from J6 that do bad things after J6, but we can think of plenty of people and everything just in Portland alone, much less Minnesota and Seattle, that are leftists that broke the law, got in trouble, broke the law again, got in trouble, broke the law again, got in trouble. But you were saying that J6, and then later on he did another bad thing that we would call him out for. Yes. What's your point? Anyway. Is it? I figure that it's almost like the same spam. Do you see that in other areas? Sonny, is it? Should I do something like, if she doesn't respond to me in the next minute, ban her? Is that, you think that would be a wise way? I don't usually like to ban people, but if they're not going to respond to anything and just simply do a spam like that, like, that's kind of silly, you know. I appreciate it, Dave. You're doing good. And there's cool, somewhat cool people if you're wanting to go to Twitch, even though there's only 2 people on my Twitch for some reason, even though I have like how many people do I have following me over there? And okay, like 900 or something like that. I cannot get any traction over there because it's all lefties like you. He's going to say, I'm not a lefty. But yeah, exactly. Rich K, and I am also on Twitter, FYI, guys, not to grift too much on that stuff. But yes, but the cool thing is, I like about Chicago lately is that guy, the guy in charge of the police, that hopefully he'll still stay in charge of the police. He knows what law enforcement is, and he knows that you're not supposed to go against law enforcement and harass law enforcement. It's against the law, no matter if it's city or state or federal law enforcement. You don't do that. Sorry, sometimes I just like to watch silly people doing silly things. Here's more silly people doing silly things. Yesterday, leftist woman screams in agony after she was tear gassed by agents. Was she not moving when she was told to move? I feel a little sympathy that she got hurt, but not too much sympathy since she knew what she was supposed to do and didn't do it. He's the superintendent of the police? Okay. You don't have to be there anymore. Who's making you come out there? I mean, if you don't have a job, are you getting paid to be out there? I feel sorry that you got your eyes hurt, but hey, good Kirkland, their water there, good Costco nearby, huh? I'm guessing tear gas was deployed because people would not do a simple thing called following instructions. Shit. Saw that one already. I think I saw most of the rest of these.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yes, I know. I've been
like we were on the street in the downtown protest, and the dude William Kelly goes behind us and is like, "Yo, the dude came back there and said y'all are watching it," and the N-word, and he got like a bunch of black guys and come back. And we were walking off the protest, so he come back and is like, "Yo, you're calling us the N-word Nazis, and we're not Nazis. They were just reporters." So he riles them up.
Oh, that's Cam Higby right there. Okay.
And we got it on camera. They're like, "Yo, let's round it. Let's round it." And then they come up and then they say all this stuff. And I step to him. I'm like, "Yo, dude, like, we didn't call you the N-word. Like, he's putting words in your mouth." And he just got arrested today. William Kelly drunk off his ass on the sidewalk, trying to incite chaos. And he got locked up. And I think that's good. but it's not good for the youth because they're getting riled up to have these organizers.
You see William Kelly, you see the guy in the went to the church and the black stocking cap and all that stuff? Probably the same guy.
And we don't stand by any of that. Dude, the problem.
It's old stuff. I don't want 3-day-old stuff on there. No 3-day-old stuff. Thank you so much. Not really into the Jake Lang thing right now. Old. I get rid of these old bookmarks real quick. Let's watch a Caitlin Bennett clip here.
The fucking terrorist.
And people like you are defending these pedophiles. Why are you getting so angry?
Because their country being run by fucking criminals and nobody's doing anything. And people like you are defending actions of fucking terrorists.
And people like you are defending these pedophiles being in Minnesota by wanting to abolish ICE and get them out of here.
I'm not defending those fucking pedophiles. If you're trying to argue that we need to get rid of these people, that these are fucking pedophiles, then get the fucking pedophiles in the White House.
No, not if then nonsense. First you say, yes, get rid of bad people. Then you say something else. Don't use this sort of, if you get rid of those guys, then I'll say get rid of these guys. Yeah, that's not how this works.
Out now.
Those are pedophiles.
Okay.
And so when you want ICE out of Minnesota or Minneapolis, this is who you're protecting.
No, I am not trying to protect those people. I'm protecting the actual.
Your state and your city police let these guys out of jail. You understand that? They let them out of jail because they don't want to deal with the paperwork and the bad press that might come from locking them up for some reason. So who's the ones that are picking these people up? If your local police, state police won't lock them up, the FBI doesn't have jurisdiction over many of those cases. Therefore, who's going to pick them up besides ICE?
People who had not had any previous criminal charges against them being deported. Sure, maybe those people have been convicted. Maybe they should get out. But
how do they get out, though?
Maybe.
I mean, get out.
But how does that happen without ICE?
Find some other organization, not hire.
The other organizations are the ones that let them out. The DA, the law enforcement authority, lets these people out. The prison system of your state lets those people out.
There isn't. There is no lawful organization that can remove somebody that's here illegally and committed crimes. They can't do it.
You know what that's called? That's called the fucking police.
The local police
cannot deport.
Does not. They don't deport people. ICE does.
Okay, well, here's the thing, though. Say that, they want to get these criminal, or they want to, like, convict the criminal, get them out, all right? You want to know an easy way to know if someone's been convicted, an easy way to get criminals? Go to the fucking jail cells, get the people that have already been convicted, get them out, not random people on the fucking streets.
How stupid is this guy? Caitlin Bennett's going to rip apart that argument if she gets a chance.
Okay, so again, we're just going to talk calmly here. These people are pedophiles and they are criminals. Give me 1 second before your impulse tells you to interrupt me, okay? 1 second. If you don't want ICE going around, if you don't want them to exist, if you want them abolished, these people would still be in our streets. These people would still be going out and raping children. There is no one that could deport them. They don't have the agency to do that. And
just FYI, just for certain needs of YouTube and things like that, I gotta say a certain thing. Is this video uses fair use for the purpose of criticism, commentary, satire, news reporting, teaching, education, and research. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I should write that in on the end of that thing.
I think it's dangerous to start telling local law enforcement that they can go and start deporting people. ICE has the power under Title 8 to do this. So tell me, how do we remove these people if we abolish ICE?
Simple. Just lock them up for crimes that they've committed. If they committed crimes, they should be jailed. just not even just ignore the deportation process, and the fact that you're trying to.
But these are federal crimes. These are federal crimes that are handled by the federal government because they are illegal.
But what is a federal? How is it a federal crime to be protesting? Why did a mother have to get shot in the face 3 times?
We can talk about that after you tell me how on earth we're going to get these people out without ICE. Local law enforcement, and you want to talk about constitutional and it being legal? This
I'm well aware. She's a fucking hack.
Because you're not answering her question. She's a hack. Are you kidding me?
Why are you getting so angry?
Because the country being run by fucking criminals and nobody's doing anything. And people like you are defending actions of fucking terrorists.
And people like you are defending these pedophiles being in Minnesota by wanting to abolish ICE and get them out of there.
I'm not defending those fucking pedophiles. If you're trying to argue that we need to get rid of these people, that these are fucking pedophiles, then get the fucking pedophiles in the White House out now.
Yeah. Okay. It's weird.
No due process. Who gets due process, buddy? I thought everybody gets due process. You, in your own head, just accuse someone of doing something without any due process. Do they not understand the words that are coming out of their mouths before they say it? Can they have 2 thoughts in their head? They got 1 thought in their head that says illegals deserve due process. Everybody deserves due process. They have another thought in their head that people in the White House are PDFs. And it's stuck in their head that they've definitely done these things, no matter what, they've done these kind of things. Can they merge those 2 thoughts into one coherent thing? They're not sort of understanding that those 2 things don't go together.
That you are against certain pedophiles, but not these ones. But I appreciate your time. If you calm down at all and you want to have a further discussion, you can come find me. But your impulse.
I'll have a further conversation when you actually get a brain.
Yeah. All right. That's fine. Low impulse control.
Very much so. Good job, Caitlin. You guys are following Caitlin Bennett on her YouTube, right? She does a good job. Later on today, we might do some reaction videos to hers or somebody else's stuff out there. When was this one? 2 days ago. Trump frustrated immigration message.
They think that Minnesota somehow should exist in, I guess, some state of secession where federal laws don't apply to people inside the state of Minnesota. It is causing chaos. And if I were the president, I would be frustrated about that, too, because, narratives aside, he's the chief law enforcement officer of the United States, and he has to enforce the law in all 50 states.
Well, can I just say, trying to tell people.
Hey, watch out. Did you go to a party school? If you went to college, did you go to a party school? I didn't go to a party school, but I know a lot of people who did go to party schools, and they had a lot of parties, especially in like Eugene, Oregon Ducks. There's a Animal House, things like that. You know what sometimes happens when your body gets kind of full of stuff, and you don't know where the bathroom is in a certain fraternity or something like that. Things certain happen. That's been happening for ever since colleges have been around. Yeah, certain things kind of happen, kind of a biological thing, necessity. You need to kind of relieve yourself, and you don't have a way to do it. It's been happening, not just to one person in the entire world. Multiple people happen. You get the concept. Yeah. Like, what is wrong? But yes, that is the person that also got thrown out of campus for using her Second Amendment rights. That would be the way I would bring it up. Is like, can you believe somebody had a Second Amendment right and a state college tried to kick her off campus? That's what I remember about her more than what she did at a party or something.
That the images that they're seeing on camera is a wall of propaganda is not a winning strategy. People can see with their own eyes. ICE engaging.
You're saying images aren't used for propaganda?
ICE engaging in behavior. We've all seen the footage of the ICE agent shooting the mother in the head 2 weeks ago. That is the backdrop behind which people are filtering in information
and we
about
saw her
ICE.
hit him with the car as well.
Actually, we did not.
We did.
If you watch the video.
We did see it.
But you also.
Again, watch what they keep saying. The video. How many cameras were around at that time there? I've seen about 10 different camera angles. They keep saying the video. That video I saw from behind where you couldn't even see the person that she hits. That video,
That's what I'm talking about. You can't even initiate him with the car.
Scott Jennings, will you let me finish my sentence? I let you finish yours. You also had, after that event, you had the Vice President of the United States go out and fully embrace the actions of the ICE agent. So I would argue, and if anybody is eroding the credibility of ICE, it's the Trump administration by throwing their arms around every single,
Why won't they cooperate?
Every single errant and awful action that we're seeing from these people. So again, I think, for Trump to say that his message is being lost when he and his administration are encouraging ICE to behave in a way that is clearly outside of the existing rules of engagement.
No, it's not.
Is absolutely ludicrous.
Why
and
won't
it's
they
dangerous,
cooperate?
And it is dangerous.
Why won't the Democrats cooperate?
It's dangerous for who? Why is it dangerous? Knock, knock. Who's there? ICE. I can only let you in if you have a judicial warrant. Do you have a judicial warrant? No. We have an administrative warrant. Okay, thank you. You can't come into my house at that. But I understand if you give me an administrative warrant when I'm not in my property, that you can take me in at that time there. But at the moment, I'm on my property, and you can't do anything without a judicial warrant. That's how it works, people.
Why won't they
from the
cooperate?
Trump administration's perspective?
Simple. It's
difference in Minnesota.
Google it. How's the score? 10-7. New England's ahead. 6 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Too much snow on the ground. Old news. We'll get you some new news. I just want to get rid of some of these old bookmarks right now. Old news. I don't like 2-day old news if I can help it, unless it's cool news, but just got to get rid of some of these old bookmarks here. Sorry to bore you guys with this stuff here. I should sing for you while I do this, but you don't want to hear my singing voice. It's not as good as it used to be back in college, or high school for that matter. Who is this? Cumberland County, Maine. I don't care about Maine. All right, let's get some new news here. If we can find something interesting here. I was going to also check and see if Tommy Boy was out there somewhere. Not seeing Tommy Boy. Oh, not Tina Kotex is out somewhere right now. I almost want to keep saying she. It's like, not a she, it's a he. Full size? No, I get full size that one. Make it bigger. Oh, I gotta go. Biggest I can get it. That's out of Portland. Oh, Salmon Springs. Okay, that's the amphitheater. I was wondering where. Salmon Street, right? It's right there. Okay, yeah. It's a nice area there. Hopefully, you stay safe out there. Let me give you a link to Not Tina Kotex. Yeah, he probably doing church things, or his family was in town the other day too, I think. Oh, no, that's doing good. Give them a follow over there if you guys would. Tina Kotex is out there, usually out there before anybody else is out there. Them, him or Ocean Plot are usually the ones that are kind of doing a lot more work than most Tommy does, as far as gets out there early and things like that. So good stream to follow there. I'm gonna set this aside. Looks like it's not getting started anyway till 3 o'clock, so we got 10 more minutes on that. And we'll put that over there for now. See what else is in the news. 1 hour ago, Geyer did this one here. Don't steal people's content, Geyer, without giving them credit. Come on, buddy. It's not your content. Don't take other people's content without shouting them out. Bo doing his thing. Ocean Plot from last night. See, that's Ocean Plot's footage. So he can share his own footage. Oh, here's, you guys are talking about the Signal Gate kind of stuff here. Cam Higbee 32 minutes ago. Here's the form that Minnesota insurrectionists used to sign up for rapid response ICE hunting groups. You will out your info, and then they email you links to appropriate Signal groups. I'll kindly leave you the link here. Interesting. Full size that for the heck of it. Haven't you guys ever done any of this sort of espionage stuff where you pretend to be somebody on the other side and you try to sneak in on their group to find out what kind of craziness is going on? I don't do that like some people do or something like that, but I would imagine that it's kind of a good way to find out what the other side is doing, you know? They do that kind of stuff whenever they pop into our Twitter spaces and hide in their Twitter spaces to find out what we're talking about, you know, but I can imagine it's kind of a nice way to find out what they're doing, go into their Signal groups, you know, give your information. It's pretty easy to make up emails these days, you know. Anything else going on out there? Sorry if I'm boring you guys here. If you guys are still watching, hey, 57 cool people are still watching. And not Tina Kotex on the side there, but I don't see. They're just standing out there doing nothing right now. Is this guy explaining? I can't show that much on the screen there, but he was probably explaining what was going on with the Pew Pew situation the other day. Comply, it's that easy.
There. Sir, step back on the sidewalk. We are trying to arrest a violent criminal. Sure thing, officer. Good. Stay right there. Sir, step back on the sidewalk. We are trying to arrest a violent criminal. Sure thing, officer. Good. Stay right there.
Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Oh. Trying to find some newer stuff. 3 hours ago.
Charge for CBP assets here in Minneapolis. I'd like to take a few moments here before we take questions and before we hear from my colleague, Mr. Marcos Charles, to talk about a subject that I think is very important given the events over the past couple of days.
You guys mind if I fast forward it a little bit or just put it 1.25 or 1.5? That way we can sort of see what's going on at 3 o'clock at the thing.
And that topic is the topic.
Don't know laughing at his voice.
Of choices. Choices. Now, choosing or making a choice is one of the only true freedoms that any of us really have.
Is it loud enough?
Whether that's the choice to be here today as the media, the choice to go to school, join the military, join law enforcement. Making a choice is a freedom that resides within us. Now, good choices are important in life, as we all know. And many actions that take place are due to our choices. The choice to, say, cross the border illegally, that is a choice that someone makes. To cross the border illegally, that's a choice. The choice not to utilize the CBP Home app, that's a choice. Not standing in line and doing it the right way,
I can imagine.
that is a choice. And there are always actions that result from our choices. When you choose to use your 5-year-old child as a shield to evade law enforcement, that is a choice that someone makes. And there are actions and consequences.
Audrey, last chance. Want to have a conversation? Yes or no? Want to have a conversation, or are you just going to copy and paste nonsense? Audrey, are you there? Put a yes if you want to have a conversation. Put a no if you just want to post stupid things. If you say yes, I won't ban you from the channel. Is she going to say yes, guys, or did she already leave, you think? Feel free to argue with whatever she wrote there, but I'm not going to even acknowledge it. Are you going to have a conversation? Do you have more of a brain than just to copy and paste something over on multiple people's channels? Is that all you want to do? No, you don't even know the truth on that one there. It's ridiculous. Is she gonna say anything? Corey's from last night, that guy. I'm sure they're probably somehow related eventually. Anyway, I gave you a chance, Audrey. Thank you for hanging out there, but since you don't want to actually have a conversation, have a good day. Sorry, Bavino, I missed some stuff, but go ahead.
This individual remains in choice. The type of vilification towards law enforcement or anything else, when you choose to listen to that, that is a choice, and there are consequences and actions there also. I think we saw that yesterday. And those actions and choices can obviously have tragic consequences, bad outcomes, outcomes that law enforcement never wants to see.
Exactly. 2 goats and a dog. She's not here to even listen. I appreciate you trying to do that. I would have said something similar to that thing there. But yeah, they won't have a conversation. At least the guy the other day, he says he's middle of the road or whatever, Corey, I guess. He was nice, had a 2-hour conversation with us. But a lot of these trolls are just like copy, paste, next channel, copy, paste, next channel.
Law enforcement never wants to see a bad consequence due to a poor choice. Now, these choices have reverberations throughout society. Let's take a look at, go ahead and put that on the screen, please. Yesterday, Border Patrol agents were engaged in a targeted law enforcement effort to apprehend this individual here, Mr. Jose Huerta Chuma. Look at his criminal record: domestic assault, intentional infliction of bodily harm, disorderly conduct. He's also got some other records there as well. This individual remains at large today. This individual is still roaming the streets today. This is the individual on that targeted law enforcement efforts that Border Patrol agents were engaged in yesterday.
When they say targeted, they mean on that administrative warrant, they have the person's name and personal information to help them find that person. On that administrative warrant, that the ICE protesters say that ICE never has a warrant. When they say it's targeted, yes, it's targeted. The reason it's targeted is because it's on a warrant. They think targeted is a bad word. Targeted is a good word because there's a warrant that has the target.
When they were disrupted, assaulted, and prevented from conducting that Title VIII mission by individuals intent on making the choice to riot, to create anarchy, and to be a violent mob. This individual walks the streets today because of those.
Yes, we had 140. Thank you guys for voting on that one. Are you guys getting tired of my silly polls on those things there? Bacon, 73%. Sausage, 27%. Yes, we're into the bacon thing. Okay. I should have put both on there or something like that, but everybody would have said, I would have had 100% on both, I would imagine. This way, at least I forced you to choose.
Choices made by politicians and those perhaps weaker-minded constituents that chose to follow directions of those politicians. Sad state of affairs. Now, enforcing the law is not a choice. I choose to be a Border Patrol agent. Mr. Marcos Charles chooses to be an ICE agent, but enforcing the law, that's not a choice. That is a duty. As we all know, those laws were enacted by Congress, signed by the executive, and upheld most of the time by the judiciary. Those are the laws of our land. That is our duty to enforce those laws, whether that's a Title VIII immigration law, whether that's chasing a bank robber or a spy or whatever else. That is our duty, whether it's a state and local law enforcement agency, and they make choices also. Do they support federal law enforcement going after Mr. Jose Huerta Chuma, or do they not? We all make choices. Our Title VIII immigration mission continues. Next slide. Our Title VIII immigration mission continues unabated here in Minneapolis, despite yesterday's tragedy that was preventable by folks making better choices, politicians, journalists, and would-be anarchists and rioters. This individual from Laos was apprehended within the past 24 hours. This operation continues unabated. This is evidence of that. We will continue to make these streets a safer place. It is our duty, because we choose to be Border Patrol agents and ICE agents, to take individuals like that off the streets so we can make Minneapolis and America a safer place. Thank you. Hold on questions until the end. Mr. Marcos Charles, we'll talk and we'll take questions at the end. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I know Commander Bovino spoke about yesterday's incidents in the situation, but I also want to draw your attention to the continued uptick in violence we're seeing against federal law enforcement officials, not just here, but across the country. Yesterday, here in Minneapolis, a crowd of violent agitators tackled an ICE special agent. When one of our special response teams went to assist, the protester literally bit off part of that agent's finger. The officer received immediate medical attention on the scene and was transported to the emergency room for treatment. We do want to thank the people at the hospital for the assistance and the staff who treated our officer.
Can you confirm that that was not Mike Tyson? Sorry, bad joke, but you get the reference.
The officer is recovering, but is now permanently maimed and has lost part of his finger. I don't think I have to tell you that this kind of violence is unacceptable, but I also don't think I need to tell you that this kind of violence is not a coincidence. When sanctuary politicians, activists, and the media work hard to create chaos and fear instead of using their platforms to reassure their communities, this is the result. The reality is, and this is what Commander Bovino and I have been talking about all.
If they can confirm that his staffers are doing this, especially under his orders, but at least his staffers that are kind of orchestrating this, that should be Supreme Court situation that Trump could say, state officials paid by the state that are impeding federal law enforcement powers. Supreme Court, what should we do in this situation? That should be. I know, not to, right now, Wolfie. It takes me longer to set it up on Rumble, and I haven't had a chance to do the Twitch. Once in a while, I'll put Twitch up and things like that. And right now, I got Anok or somebody there over there on Twitch also. Okay, so usually I do the Twitch thing, so I have some more trolls or something like that usually show up on Twitch. But right now, the only troll over there was Anok earlier. I'm not sure if he's trolling now, but he's not a real troll. But
week, we're out here to arrest dangerous criminal illegal aliens so they can't victimize innocent people in our communities anymore. Since the beginning of this operation, we've arrested over 3,400 illegal aliens, removing criminals, gang members, and terrorists out of Minnesota communities, detaining them in ICE custody for removal from the country. Those are criminals who won't reoffend in our communities. Those are criminals who won't be creating more victims that could be one of your family members or loved ones. Some of these criminals that we arrested yesterday are on the scene, these are agitators from yesterday, if anybody wants to take a picture of these people or haven't seen them yet. The first picture was the individual who...
Lefty News won't take pictures of them. They don't want to have the agitators, that are agitating things on their phones. They wouldn't want to see that, unless they're being somehow attacked or by ICE or asked questions by Cam Higbee or something like that. That's the only time they'll take pictures of agitators agitating.
Decided to bite off one of our agents' fingers.
Rooster.
Some of the criminals we arrested yesterday: 40-year-old criminal illegal alien from Honduras convicted of assault. A 51-year-old criminal illegal alien from Laos convicted of assault also. A 45-year-old criminal illegal alien from the Ukraine convicted of first-degree robbery.
Keep in mind, convicted, which means sentenced, and supposed to serve time. Convicted of a crime in the United States or elsewhere.
And a 46-year-old criminal illegal alien from Laos who was convicted of facilitating child sex crime. ICE officers and agents are out there every day arresting the worst of the worst, so law-abiding citizens in this country and in Minnesota can sleep easy at night. This work isn't about headlines, it's about public safety. Now take some questions.
What's going on, Rooster?
So if he was released in 2018 from some federal immigration custody, why would that be the case?
Yeah, I don't know the particular case in 2018 that you're talking about, but this individual that you want to put that back up there, please? That individual is now an illegal alien. It's my mission to find this illegal alien before he harms another American citizen and does harm. That's what I'm after there. And we can go back and look and blame in history. Right now, my mission is to take this individual off the street. And the main point here being is this individual is in the process of being taken into custody. Agitators, rioters, and anarchists prevented us from taking this individual into custody because of a very, very chaotic scene. This individual should be in custody right now, not out on the streets preying on Americans. That is the story that
they were press wants to bring up something from 2018, saying, "Well, Trump probably released him."
Is most poignant here. I'm sorry. Go, repeat that, please. Sure. Many videos out there, many different accounts that you may see, that I may see, that anybody here may see. That, folks, is why we have something called an investigation, to take what you're talking about, to take those videos, to take witness statements, to take officer statements, all those minute details that will paint a true picture, not a freeze frame, not a freeze frame concept, and paint a larger picture of what really happened. That is why we investigate, so we can get to the truth, so there's not speculation. Speculation after 24 hours, you've got a lot of speculation in there. That officer, let's think of what those agents were doing on that scene, making a split-second decision. You had 24 hours to try and armchair quarterback things. That agent had a split second to make a decision. Who's next?
They're like 10 people want to ask questions at the same time.
Again, the investigation is going to uncover all those facts, things like how many shots were fired, where were the weapons located. All those facts are going to come out in the investigation. I wasn't there wrestling that assaultive subject that was assaulting Border Patrol agents. I wasn't there wrestling him myself, so I'm not going to speculate. I'm going to wait for that investigation to come. No, don't interrupt me. I'm going to wait till that investigation comes out until I make a decision there. I've not concluded anything. I've not given you a conclusion, but what I do know,
Are they asking Waltz these same questions? Like, are you coming to a conclusion that the person was murdered? Will they ask those guys those questions? He's not coming to a conclusion. He's just saying people made decisions.
You know, is this individual was on that scene several minutes before that shooting, interfering with a lawful, legal, ethical law enforcement operation to arrest Jose Huerta Chuma. And again, it's back to choices. We just talked about choices. When someone makes the choice to come into an active law enforcement scene, interfere, obstruct, delay, or assault law enforcement officers, and they bring a weapon to do that, that is a choice that individual made. All agents that were involved in that scene are working, not in Minneapolis, but in other locations. That's for their safety. There's this thing called doxing, and the safety of our employees is very important to us. We're going to keep those employees safe. As far as the number of shots, the number of agents involved, that, again, is going to come out in the investigation. I'm not going to speculate on who did what, when they did it, how they did it, or what exactly occurred there. I'm going to wait for the investigation to let me know what happened. Yes. Because before those facts come out, we need to ensure that we're talking truthfully and accurately. And before I speculate, I'm going to talk truthfully.
So if he says the same people that can say we need due process, we need due process, he's trying to advocate for due process. They're like, come on, speculate on something that's still being investigated. Reporters, mainstream media, just ridiculous.
Truthfully and accurately.
Between your agency, Border Patrol, and Mr. Charles, your agency, ICE, we've now seen 2 separate people shot and killed by your officers within 17 days. Do either of you plan on taking any accountability for those actions?
Leftist, crazy leftist. Accountability for actions that could have been avoided. How could they have been avoided? The people that were involved outside of law enforcement did not need to be there. Is the left-wing media going to take accountability for advocating and say it's okay to harass law enforcement? No, they won't.
2 suspects, or you're correct, 2 suspects have been shot, and suspects that assault, delay, obstruct, or threaten a law enforcement officer's life. It goes back to the choices that we just talked about. When individuals make poor choices, poor decisions, come into a law enforcement situation, an active law enforcement situation, conspire to come into that situation. Whether that's based on ideology, we don't know. That'll be in the investigation that we just talked about.
Exactly. And when journalists make choices to make false headlines or headlines that are clickbait type headlines and not actually put the facts until the bottom paragraph, they make those choices to do those things.
About that's what we base the split-second decisions on, and our
Yep,
law enforcement
not
officers are
really.
safe. They managed. Don't hold on. They managed to come home at the end of shift.
Make it.
And again, I would implore upon any individuals, whether they're anarchists, rioters, or anyone else that thinks it wise to go into a law enforcement scene to disrupt, to delay, is to don't do that. Let's think about that in terms. Say a bank robbery is in progress, and the police are taking care of that, and then you decide to go in there and perhaps take action. That's not a good idea in any form or fashion. The same thing with Title 8. Same thing with Title 8 enforcement. We are after an individual with a very serious criminal record. We don't need any help. Thank you.
Well said. Well said. Well said. Blah, 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 blah. 30 seconds of nothing. Walking out. Just end it for the record here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nothing else. All right. Okay, let's go see what not Tina Kotex is going. Oh, Governor Dill. Members of the leftist media are even included on this Signal chat. Interesting. I wonder how Don Lemon found out about that church of thing, Does he have Signal on his phone? Huh? Photojournalist at NPR News, Instagram, something or other. What say you, Ben Javelin? What is NPR News? Posts are protected automatically right there. You can tell he's a leftist just based on that thing alone. I wonder when he did that. Did it happen 4 hours ago where he secured his account there? I'm guessing that's the case. Any other interesting news here? 1 hour ago, Special Envoy Witkoff to Putin's interpreter, the legend. I can recognize your voice now better than any voice on the earth. Not sure what he's talking about. 1 hour ago.
Shut it down! 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 Shut it down!
What did that sign say? What did that socialist? What did it say? Let's see. What did that sign say? Banner. ICE out of Minnesota. Stop ICE terror. Party for Socialism and Liberation. Anybody looking at the sign to know who the leaders of your movement are? Any normal Democrats looking at seeing what you're led by? Anybody understand that? You got this fascism sign, Grandma. What you understand? Socialism right there.
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Guesstimating the size of that crowd. Maybe they're still turning around that corner there. Probably 600, 700. Fighting for democracy. Wanting communism. It's unalived millions of people past 100 years. Oh, here we go. Not too There's enough news there. Here's some other stuff for you over here. Not Tina Kotex right here. I can't make it full size because if I make it full size, it looks like that. So I can only give you this size right here.
House passed a new spending bill, which includes approximately $3.4 billion for ICE. $3.4 billion are going to go to a murdering machine instead of the people's needs. And this bill was passed and pushed through by 7 Democrats who voted yes on it. Shame!
No.
It is clear that our elected officials have failed us.
I'll check and see if
Those
it's
not
there.
openly collaborating with Trump with the Trump regime
Nope.
only
Shane's
those
not there.
who are not openly collaborating with the Trump regime only offer tepid resistance. They both lack the political will and moral courage to mount meaningful opposition. It is up to us, the workers of this country, to organize ourselves into an effective mass movement and put a stop to this madness. This administration wants to keep us confused and afraid to act. They want us to stay home, to despair, to disengage as they murder our families and neighbors, invade sovereign nations, and threaten global war. Are we going to accept this? We're not going to accept this. I feel anger, I feel grief, but I don't feel hopeless. Do you feel hopeless? Do you feel hopeless? I don't feel hopeless because I look at all of you in the crowd today. I'll see.
Brooklyn is down there. The sister of Rylan. It's kind of a young patriot out there. Looks like she's with her mom. I don't think I'll put it on the screen just because she's out there too right now, just right on scene. Well, Rylan might be live also.
This man is in his tracks. The future belongs to us.
See if Rylan's live. Probably gonna stand next to not Tina Kotex.
So everybody, please welcome up Jamie. Please welcome up Jamie. The people united will never be defeated.
They're getting. He's not on Twitter right now. I'll check his Rumble. Or maybe he'll go. He might be using his new YouTube page.
Last night, I got on a plane home from Minneapolis with a vision of coming here and giving a victorious speech about the first general strike in 80 years. But my friends, I don't get to do that. Because yesterday,
What's his new YouTube page?
ICE agents brutally beat and executed Alex Preddy. Yet even in this moment of profound grief, maybe especially in this moment, I stand before you with something powerful to share.
Find his new YouTube page, I guess.
This week I had the privilege of being sent by my union to support the build-up to a general strike in Minnesota, and what I witnessed there changed me. The energy in Minnesota was electric. From the moment I stepped off the plane last Tuesday, all people wanted to talk about was ICE and the work that they were personally doing to stop them. People were angry. People were tired. They were scared for their families and for their neighbors.
Sounds
but they
like
refused
insurrection
to let
stuff
those
there.
feelings stop them. When ICE murdered their neighbor, Renee Good, were they deterred? No! That's right. They transformed their grief into action. They called for a general strike. So today, I come to you with a message of hope. The groundwork was set long before I set foot in Minneapolis. Over a year ago, visionary leaders from unions, faith organizations, political organizations, identity groups, and mass organization groups like 5051 came together and asked one question: what will we do when Trump attacks our communities? They didn't wait for tragedy to strike. They prepared, they organized, and they built the foundation on which this general strike was built.
Quite a few people there.
The murder of Renee Good may have been a catalyst, but the people were already ready. All week, the people of Minneapolis said defiantly that ICE had made the classic Nazi mistake, invading a winter people in winter. And on the coldest day of the year, something extraordinary happened. Hundreds of thousands of workers across Minnesota did not go to work, did not go to school, did not buy anything. Instead, they poured into the streets.
Feel free to follow that other one. That person is also live there. I'm just not going to show their feed on the channel, but still I want you to follow that one there. She's the person that got attacked by young leftists the other day out there. She is also live there right now too.
tireless work of unions, faith groups, and political organizations, people were on the same page. Instead of being frozen by fear, they had something to build toward. The general strike became their North Star.
Well, this is Portland here, but
If I may, I'd like to share some of the things that I saw. Stories that prove that we are stronger than we know. That I hope will set you on fire the way they've
follows
set
on
me
Twitter
on
for me
fire
too, I
these
appreciate
past 2 days. On Tuesday afternoon, we assisted a group called Unidos in approaching small business owners to urge them to close their stores on Friday. By this point, over 150 businesses had already committed to closing, and every business had already been approached multiple times. At a storefront that was part of a small local chain, workers told us something inspiring. They had organized a store and demanded that their bosses close their location on Friday. And when they were told in no uncertain terms that their location would not be closing, they did not give up. They reached out to workers at nearby locations and began organizing as a group. On Friday,
yeah, there's my Twitch troll there, and okay, you're the unofficial Twitch troll of the day.
workers have when we stand together. Groups like PSL, Unidos in the Twin Cities returned to these stores every single day to urge business owners to close their storefronts. That, combined with pressure from employees, turned the tide. By Friday, nearly 1,000 businesses closed their doors. 1,000 businesses. Unions poured their hearts into making this happen. The teachers union organized a mass call out that shut public schools down. The largest service workers union called and texted nearly all of its members, urging them to take a sick day and march in the streets with us on Friday. Over 100 members of this union had been waking up early every single day to drive their immigrant neighbors to work because they were too scared to drive themselves. On Friday, thousands of workers from that union called off work and joined us in the streets of Minneapolis. Healthcare workers who could not strike, risking legal repercussions, refused to be silent.
Whose streets? Who cares? Whose curbs? Mr. Bill's curbs.
6 a.m. in negative 33-degree weather, demanding their employers ban ICE off their properties. Imagine that courage! On Wednesday, one union found an old phone list for corporate employees at some of Minnesota's largest companies. Over 50 organizers called and urged people to call off work. And over 55% of people agreed to take a sick day. I spoke to a mother who worked at United Health Group, who told me that all of the people in her 30-person department planned to call in sick. When I asked her if she would come and march with us, she said her whole family would make the hour drive to be there for her immigrant neighbors.
Imagine being a healthcare worker, leaving your healthcare job and the entire area of it, knowing that could hurt people and everything that can't get healthcare from people that, signed up to go there and expecting to have help there. And the person that is supposed to help them is helping somebody who's not supposed to be here. Imagine that.
In sub-zero conditions. They showed us what's possible when people believe in something greater than themselves. So let's be clear, my friends.
I don't know what I leered yesterday.
The execution of Alex Preddy on camera in broad daylight when officers held a legal bystander down, beat him, and shot him 10 times. The execution of Alex Preddy does not prove that Friday was a failure. It does not signal that it's time to stop resisting. Alex Preddy was executed because those ICE officers were cowards who felt powerless in the face of the organized working people.
They have rights, but they also have jobs that they agreed to of a contract. And on that contract, I'm pretty sure it says, please don't lie about being sick. When you ask for sick leave, please don't lie about being sick, since it's part of health is being sick and things like that, kind of that thing. Don't lie about a medical condition. Not only for people you treat, but for yourself. I would assume that that's on the contract, is you don't lie about medical conditions.
51, the Women's March and Indivisible sent mass communications urging them to march because PSL and other political organizations hit the streets and urged them to march. It was the collective work of these organizations working in tandem despite our differences that shut down the state.
And funny, and then they come back, if it's Minnesota or whatever, then they come back the next day or something like that, and they're more sick than last day they were at work because they went out and spent 3 or 4 hours in negative temperatures. Interesting, huh?
Start laying the groundwork right now. ICE is already here. ICE is already terrorizing our communities. So the question isn't whether we need to start building for a general strike, but how long do we have? When the time comes, I know that we will be ready to have a general strike here in Portland. But it won't happen spontaneously. It will take all of us, every single one of us in this crowd. Now is not the time to let your fear, your anger, and your grief hold you in inaction. Let that fire drive you to take a stand. Now is not the time for excuses. Our communities are under attack right now. Now is the time to join an organization. We've seen the power that working people have when we're organized. Now is not the time to debate. Now is the time to organize.
Keep in mind, all these protests are in Multnomah County. Multnomah County does not have a high percentage of illegals living there. Washington County has a large percentage of illegals over in that area. Marion County, a little way south of it, Salem in that area, has a large percentage of illegals there. Even Clackamas County, I believe, has a higher percentage of illegal immigrants living there, kind of a purpley area. But all of these kind of things are done in Multnomah County. Yes, because there's a lot more people in Multnomah County, but none of this, except for the regular 6-year-old protests, are done in those other places.
We do. Stand up, fight back. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. No justice, no peace.
All I can say are repeated chants, because this is called kindergarten brainwashing, kindergarten level brainwashing, because if I get these songs stuck in my head, I'm not going to be able to think for myself and be able to carry on an argument with anybody who disagrees with me. And then I'm going to be so stuck in that way of thinking that all I'm going to say is everybody's a fascist that disagrees with me. That's essentially what those things do.
And I've been a patient at the VA for about 20 years now. And I just wanted to say what it means for someone to be a medical worker at the VA. You don't do it because it pays the most in the profession. You don't do it.
The only chance Republicans make are memes of these guys here. They're kind of making fun of the silly chants, is what the Republican chants type do. We don't do chants like that. We do songs and things like that, you know. March for Life will do Amazing Grace and the Catholic song and things like that. And I'm kind of getting the point across about why we believe in life. If it's a Second Amendment rally or something like that, we'll play songs relating to the Second Amendment and the founding of the nation, you know. We're not going to say pew pew rights now, or something like that.
He knew it was dangerous to be out there. He knew he was putting himself at risk. He did it because it was the right thing to do. Not just following and filming the fascists who are doing just unspeakable horrors day after day after day. But in his final
One example, please.
from being attacked and putting his body between her and the thugs that were trying to beat her up. His last words were, "Are you okay?" to that woman. He was a hero until his last breath. Alex Preddy. And the same goes for Renee Good. You know, she didn't have to be there. She saw something was wrong and she was standing up to what was wrong.
By breaking the law.
Both of them are heroes. And, you know, I've been thinking a lot about how both of them.
Heroes that break the law and they don't need to be there. And they laughed at federal officers. Yeah, that's good stuff, buddy.
And thinking about what people our age, our generation, have what's happened.
She's in a safe place. Good. Okay.
Lies, or the people who lied just got rich. Nothing bad happened to them. A bunch of companies got rich off it. We had foreclosure crisis and student debt crisis, where nobody gets punished, but the banks get bailed out. The people who lose their homes through no fault of their own, where were they? We've seen not just financial.
Thanks for the follows on Twitter, guys. In case you need my link again, it should be in the description down there.
Nothing to hold them accountable. We've seen a racist murder from cops, from vigilantes, where there's no accountability.
And no due process before you call somebody a murderer. Yep, we know that.
The minds of Nicole Good and Alex Preddy, and going out there and standing up for what was right, is because we have seen over the course of our entire adult lives injustice after injustice and outrage after outrage, and we are done. I am done. I know that you are done. The hundreds of thousands of people who came out, many of them for the first time in their lives in Minneapolis, they are done. We are fed up. We're not going back. We are going to defeat ICE and beat them back. Trump is going to fail. This MAGA movement, this minority movement of fascists, of racists, of extremists, they are going to fail. They are going to be defeated. But we are not done when that is accomplished. We are going to keep going. We are going to work together to build a country that all of us can be proud to live in, not the one we've had to grow up in the past 40 years. I says get back. We say fight back. I says get back. We say fight back. I says get back. We say fight back. Trump says get back. We say fight back. Miller says get back. We say fight back. I says get back. We say fight back. Trump says get back. We say.
Wow, what is that? Your daughter that you're yelling around? That's sad.
Says get back. We say fight back. Trump says get back. We say fight back. I says get back. We say fight back. The fascists say get back. We say fight back. They say get back. We say fight back. They say get back. We say.
Blah 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 blah. If you guys, you don't have to or whatever, but if you want to help educate Anarchy over on my Twitch, you can do that. I'm getting tired of trying to educate him. You know, he has a where is he from again? I forget where you're from, Anarchy, but just in case anybody is on that Twitch thing that owned by that one Amazon owner guy or something like that, I'll give you my Twitch handle too. I don't use it too much anymore, besides just to laugh at leftists. But here's the link over here. Copy. Or Anarchy could come over to YouTube and have a conversation, but he likes being in his echo chamber over there. So you can say his echo chamber if he wants to. Not picking on you, Anarchy. Just sharing out my Twitch here. Paste. There you go. Anybody like Twitch? Most people like YouTube and Twitter more than Twitch.
Yesterday, a another community member was murdered in cold blood by federal agents.
And okay, is it smart to accuse people of something before an investigation is done? Because the reporters were asking Vivino earlier to speculate on the situation there, and he wouldn't sort of speculate on whether it was a murder or self-defense. He was just kind of saying people made choices. Why did the leftists out there get to speak out here and call something a murder before their investigations gotten going? Yeah, it's kind of odd how leftists can kind of pick and choose when they can decide to use due process. I always think that's interesting.
In its underwear by federal agents with no warrant and freezing temperatures. As a healthcare worker myself, I am angry. Angry for the murder of my fellow worker, for upholding the values of medicine. Working in healthcare means care for all and compassion for all.
And making good choices. A good choice would have been to, when the officers likely told him to get back or relinquish his pistol for now, to have done that, not to resist federal authority. That would have been a bad choice for any person, especially somebody who is dedicated to life, in my opinion.
Took them to the streets. I am angry the government's response has been more lies, more money, and more excuses. Friday, a historical general strike took place in Minneapolis in response to all the countless violent acts in the Twin Cities and across the nation. The entire country was captivated at all the images of massive unity and resistance. Hundreds of thousands took to the streets and answered the call, showing up in solidarity, a reminder of the power that we hold. That's right. Minneapolis shut down the city, and the next day, federal agents answered with yet another murder. Sam! Are we going to stand for this? No! Are we going to stand for this? No! The escalation of ICE does not end with the murder of Alex Reddy. This violence
You're going to
does not
stand
end
in the way
with
of federal authorities keep doing their job.
ICE does not start with Trump, but was started 22 years ago, expanded under all previous administrations, Democrats and Republicans alike. It ends when we remind the ruling class on who holds the power. And who holds the power? And who holds the power?
You see what they're trying to do? Even the Democrats are out there. They're trying to convert the Democrats to be Democrat socialists / communists.
A strike to shut down the
Democrats make bad decisions too. Follow us. We're the Democrat Socialists of America.
Anyone who dares
Don't
to
vote
say
for
no
Biden,
more.
vote for
This is only possible together. Join an org like the Party of Socialism and Liberation here today. Talk to your union, talk to your coworkers, and get ready. The time is now to
one or the
strengthen
other.
the
I'm not
movement
sure.
together. Mobilize and shut all cities
Whatever
down.
the red shirt the other guys got over this thing over there.
Justice, no peace.
It might, probably DSA.
No justice, no peace.
That's got an L. Probably PSL. Probably PSL. I see L on that shirt.
Peace. I saw our streets.
Yeah, there's another one PSL in that guy's shirt also. What does it stand for?
Above with liberation, down with deportation. Above with
Socialist League or something like that. What does the P stand for? A progressive socialist liberation? Who knows? Who knows what? 50% of the comments, probably about 30% of the people there that kind of go to his feed just to kind of not harass him, but just talk to him.
Next up, we have Nina, a member of the Federal Unionist Network and a social worker at the VA. She is here to talk about how federal employees are fighting back against ICE and Trump.
Hello. My name's Nina. I'm here from
I'm guessing this person might have an accident here, so this is live. If she falls down and hurts herself, don't blame me.
and
What's K2 talking about over here? Hey, K2. That's support the union workers at ICE and Border Patrol. There you go. Wow, finally he didn't talk hockey for once. That's strange. Oh, you sort of did talk a little hockey. You mentioned ICE, but not the hockey ice though.
And serve the American people. One of those things is that I'm not supposed to be able to say anything political as a representative of my agency, which I am not. But it's a little infuriating that that is supposed to be the way it is, and I would certainly have repercussions if I did. While we have other federal employees out on the streets gunning people down, they don't even have to follow basic laws.
There's the thing.
They are
accusing
supposed to take the same oath to
you
the
take a
same
political
Constitution,
stance.
and they are not following that. They're destroying
You're assuming
everything that we stand
facts.
for. The fact that this man, that Alex Preddy, was a VA nurse. We all work at the VA for a reason, and we serve veterans that served for us, that went into the wars. They are the ones that came back with the scars and the pain of those wars.
Did they go there to serve Americans, or did they go there to serve illegal immigrants that cut in line into America? Who did most of those people go to serve for? Was it to serve Americans, or was it to serve people who broke the law to come into the state illegally? Please tell me.
Thankful for everybody coming out. I'm thankful for Alex. I'm thankful for Renee Good. I'm thankful for everybody that's fighting back. Federal employees are with you, and we are also fighting back.
Another political stance. You just said you weren't good at a
A
political
general
stance.
strike is where our power is. The Trump administration has canceled our collective bargaining agreements. We no longer have union representation.
In my opinion, there should not be any unions in the federal or state areas and everything. You get a job in federal and state and everything. You should have access to healthcare options and retirement. There should be no extra bargaining about anything else.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for coming out, and thank you for fighting.
You're there for a service. You're not there to get rich.
Up in the USA, biggest threat in the world today.
It's socialism. It says NBA team were scared to display today, but the Minnesota Wild played through. Oh, is that the hockey team or something like that? Anyway, guys, I'm going to watch my football game here, and it's getting a little bit hard to do, even though I've got a screen here, you guys here, and the other football game over on this other screen. I could do it, I guess, but it's getting a little annoying. Let me see if anybody else is live or something like that that's out there. But right now, it's only Brooklyn and not Tina Kotex, I think. Nobody there. See other people on YouTube by chance. Oh, Lance Videos is live, supposedly. See what he's up to. Yeah. Check out Not Tina Kotex on Twitter, or take a peek over at Lance Videos real quick here. If you want to see the Portland craziness there, here's some Minneapolis craziness here. Follow Lance, though.
Send the gifts and go into the chat.
There's Lance Videos banner over here. There he is. Videos on YouTube. And let's give him a. I think I already threw. It's full size. Let's do it this way.
I cannot wait for Nuremberg 2.0.
Why do they keep saying Nuremberg? You're in the United States. There's no Nuremberg in the United States. I'm sorry. We don't follow international law. We follow American law. occasionally we kind of reference international law, but it's not.
Here's some yelling. Feels good. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Pretend media is down at the Portland one too.
Pretty good. How are you?
Good.
Best that you can be doing under fashion.
Hell yeah.
Here's Lance Video's link right here, guys. If you want to watch what's going on in Minnesota, that's what you're watching right there. Chat. You think so, Janice?
They can do the same thing we've done.
Sort of having fun. Looks like it's a nice day in Seattle. It's a little bit cold. 0-0. First and 10. Yardage. There you go. There, 5 yards, 6 yards. Good.
Thanks for releasing him, you fat piece of shit.
Crazy people out there. Let me see if I can find somebody to raid you here. Only 30 people watching right now. Why did I had like 80 people one time? Now I'm down to 30 people watching. Shouting at too many people. You guys keep going to the people I'm shouting out or something. But you guys did get me back to 4,401 subscribers. 4,401 subscribers. Thank you. If you guys want to make sure you hit the subscribe button, I would appreciate it before I leave. So if you guys want to help get me to 4,404, I need 3 more subscribers to have 3 4s in my number. That would be very cool. I'd love to have 3 4s. A lot better than having 3 6s. You guys want to hit the subscribe button? I'm going to do a refresh here in the next few seconds here to see if I get to 4,404 subscribers here. Just need 3 more to hit that number. If you guys don't mind, make sure that button is hit if you haven't hit it already. And refreshing now. It still says 4,401. You guys must all be subscribed. But I'll give you another few seconds here. Thank you to K2 for helping out there. There's it in Nuremberg, Pennsylvania. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Was there a lot of Germans in Pennsylvania?
Oh, my man.
William Penn was from where? Pennsylvania. We have a lot of Quakers. Quakers originally from Germany? Jackson Rams, yes, I am watching that. Ooh, did I just miss something a second ago that I should?
You need to mow their lawn, man.
Did I just miss a long pass? Because I'm focusing on helping you guys. 0-0, first and 10. Get on there. Okay, I gotta start watching this, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I'll come back after the game probably.
What'd you drop?
We're doing good. We're doing good, Seahawks. We're doing good. Let me see. One more time, I'll do this refresh. See if you guys hit the subscribe button for me.
Hey, I hope you got my good side.
What? 4,402. 2 more to help me out.
Pay for what you done.
Pay for what you done.
See you at the Nuremberg trial. Your children hate your name.
I'm angry.
I hope you know that your children hate you.
Fucking LARPing cops!
I can't wait to see you in the head!
Oh, lady.
You will
Hopefully your battery's working overtime on that wheelchair thing.
And we'll all laugh!
Get you around.
I'm just walking. Ever heard of
But anyway, here's the video you're watching here. Get the video to watch. I'll see if I can raid you to this one here by chance. I'm not sure if Lance follows me or not, but we'll find out if he follows me. Give him some love. He's at 3.68 thousand over there. Ooh, and he's almost got 500 people watching him right now. Nice job.
Yeah!
Ditto!
One more refresh for me.
Hey, shitbag! I hope you have a really hard time getting that game open!
What do you think?
Fuck you!
They really think cussing is going to really help them get their point across, or I don't think it helps people get their point across very easily by cussing. But maybe some people think cussing helps. I don't know. I don't think cussing's helpful in getting your point across, personally. Which I'm not a leftist, but let's see who we can raid here. Portland Andy probably has him on the screen also anyway. Portland Andy or Bach Precision. Portland Andy or Bach Precision. Not Pretend Media. He's on my list, but I'm not going to raid you to Pretend Media. That would be like a hate raid. I don't do hate raids. We'll send you to Bach. I usually send you to Portland Andy. I'll send you over to Bach Precision. He's watches restreams and things like that. So send you to Portland Andy some other time. Save there. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. As I just missed a touchdown because I'm looking at the wrong screen, they better show the replay. Good. Okay, here's a replay. I probably can't tell you what's happening. Otherwise, it'll copyright or something. We got around the corner. Dive through the end zone. Oh, nice dive. Walker, nice job. Get the extra point. Sorry, I'm like talking too much about the football game and focusing on you guys. Sorry about that. Let's go, Hawks. Get it through. Get through. 7-0. 7-0 Seahawks. All right, here you go, guys. You want Andy? Yeah, you can go to Portland Andy if you want to. He's a good guy or whatever. You probably just like all the extra medication that he takes is probably why you like to watch him. You know, he likes to be very medicated when he's at home. Baking toast knows what I mean by medicated. Anyway, we'll see you guys later, probably after the football game or something like that. Maybe things will pop off tonight in Portland. I don't know. Thanks for hanging out, guys. It's time to drink Mountain Dew and watch sports. But hopefully you guys did good. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the. I'm going to check and see how many likes real quick here. Now that it's commercial, I can spend a little bit more time looking at the thing there. I think it'll send you to Bach Precision, but you guys can always go to Portland Andy if you want to. But I was just going to see if you hit how many times you hit the like button. 107, make it 108 times. Nice job, guys. We got it up there. Can you get it to 110 before we end the stream? We get that to 110 here. I'm going to hit the refresh button one more time so we can get the like button to 110 by chance. 109. It would be really cool to hit 111. Have like 3 4s in the subscriber count and have 3 1s in the like count. That'd be kind of cool. 110, baby, 110. We got one more to hit 111. Anybody out there? I'm sure you guys all hit it right away when you came in, but maybe there's a few stragglers that came in that haven't hit the like button yet. So I'll do one more refresh here, one more refresh to see if we hit that 111. Who's number 111, baby? We're still at 110, guys. We're still at 110. Still at 110. Who's gonna advertise to hit me the 111, guys? Who's gonna be 111? Who's the 111? We're still at 110. I don't know why they believe in socialism. It's crazy to let's believe in something that's unalived millions of people in the past 100 years. That's a great idea. I really want to learn from history by doing the same thing that every socialist regime has done since the beginning. But anyway, one more refresh. I don't think we're going to get 111 if I do this last refresh, are we? As everybody's kind of leaving the channel anyway, because I already said I'm going to raid out. We'll see if we can hit it 111. We didn't hit it. We tried. Oh, and the bacon 71%, 29% on the sausage. Bacon is the winner of that deal. But again, check Lance videos out. He's out there doing good. And I'm going to raid you guys out here. We'll talk. I didn't give you any music, did I? How mean. I didn't give you any music. Okay. I got to give you guys a little bit of music, especially since I said I probably would. Okay. Ow. Well, Mr. Bill's Curbs here. Let's do this one here. The second one? No, the first one.
Star, Mr. Bill's Curves, where the strong stand tall, trip up the chaos, hold the front line wall, good stone guardians, watching every turn, Mr. Bill's
Grumple's in the house. What's going on, Grumple?
Make the doubters burn.
Ooh, what happened here? Nothing. Okay, good. Looking Mr. Grumple. Oh, Grumple Stillskin, guys. If you know what kind of gift that was. Living a dream? All right. Is it a good dream
Boots
or a bad
on the
dream?
ground, badges in the night.
Okay.
Neighbors on the porch.
Game's on. I gave you some music, so you guys can't say I didn't give you any music. We'll talk to you guys later, probably around 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. God bless everybody. It's football time. Okay, I'm going to watch this play, and then I'll end the stream. Better not be get 4 or 5 yards for no reason. All right. God bless, guys. Actually, hold on. One more silly thing. I just got to make sure that you guys go to Bach Precision here as the stream ends here. Bach Precision is doing this right now.
At Ancestry, we believe every question about the past is a spark.
Police! No justice! No.
Well, he's watching, not Gina Kotex is what he's doing. So yeah, if you want to watch Lance videos of Minneapolis, I gave you the link in the chat there already. If you want to watch Bach Precision on YouTube, he's got the not Gina Kotex Twitter feed. But you might as well watch the Twitter feed at that point. All right. We'll see you guys later, alligators. God bless. Where's the in button? It's not right here. Laters, gators.